means I love you. It does.
Yeah.
It's kind of appropriate in a lot of different ways.
But the way I always see seances and media is always like, hey, let's have a big soiree in a mansion in the 1910 times.
Oh, sorry, I thought I had my headphones plugged up, guys. Great.
It happens. We just started at the shot of a gun.
No, I started it because Brody started talking about.
As soon as I said seance, it's like record.
Yeah, like we got.
I hit that record.
Hit that big old
Brody
red
were
button.
Rose.
So in particular, I'm thinking about the seance scene from Drag Me to Hell. Are you guys familiar?
Yes.
Because that's exactly what you're describing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But they set it up so perfectly. Sam Raimi, right?
I was also thinking about the
I was thinking about Maniac, how that's one of the
I was thinking about
dreams.
Supernatural.
That sounds very much like something that would happen in Supernatural.
But Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, Void Babies.
Void Babies. There's no way to tell time in the void, but other than us, we're telling you it's a Happy New Year.
Are we all on board with calling our two listeners Void Babies?
They're just in the void.
They're creatures of the void.
Yeah. But
when you're in the void, you become a creature.
You're a creature. I don't think you're a
The void does terrible things to you.
The void does beautiful things as well.
Mm.
The void is just the void. It's what you make of it.
Yeah,
that makes
that's
the
true.
void. Once you're in the void,
I'm just thinking about when I think of a void on the internet, it's like all the weird shit you get on YouTube really late at night.
Tumblr, Twitter.
I don't know.
TikTok,
those
maybe.
the Reddits that get taken down in like a week.
The Reddit.
All I know is I was on TikTok scrolling last night, and then I was like, here's how hot dogs are made, and I noped out of that so quickly. It's like, I don't need a hot dog ruined for me, TikTok.
Damn.
I love hot dogs.
I love them too much.
Do I love them too much?
I love turkey dogs. Like
I didn't know they
turkey
even
hot
made turkey hot dogs.
Yeah, they made turkey.
I like
hot dogs.
Nathan's, all beef.
Mm-hmm.
I have a preference. But if I'm going to a cookout and someone offers me a burger or hot dog, I always do hot dog first.
Hot dog's more of a palate opener, you know?
I actually may tend to decline unless I know what the hot dog.
If it's like you have brand loyalties, like if
no,
it's turkey,
it's more
you're
of
all
a preference.
Okay.
So it's like
Rose is a big poultry person.
Yes.
Big poultry person.
Poultry person.
Big poultry or buffalo, bison I should say, which is expensive. But no, if the big thing was like I had to eat a hot dog, I will eat a hot dog. I'm
If you're in a situation where you have to eat a hot dog.
Well, I mean, if there aren't any a lot snacks, if there aren't any a lot a plethora of snack foods I can gorge on, then I will eat a hot dog.
Typically, if hot dogs are available, there's at least a bag of chips somewhere around there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I can't eat the bag of chips myself though. I try to be polite.
Well, you don't eat the whole bag of chips.
You eat some, you take a lap, you come back later.
All the empty calories.
They are empty calories. I need to start thinking of that, calories.
What's the Larry David? It's the caviar etiquette, where it's like you don't just hog over the caviar at a party. You eat some caviar and you hover around like, oh hey, back to the caviar. It's like the rich person version of chips.
That's like buffet etiquette in general. It's like when they put the crab legs down on the buffet.
They're not wrong.
What are we talking about today, guys? Oh, should we also mention that this is our latest recorded session ever?
Yeah,
mostly my fault.
Yeah,
it is currently
it is what it is.
9:10 p.m., which officially makes this one frame off after dark.
Ooh.
I'm Brody after dark.
And I am Jess after dark. Astroglide sponsor us.
Oh, are we doing intros?
A running theme forever is gonna be me just begging Astroglide to give us money.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Slide right in there. Give us some money.
My name is Rose. Creatures of the Void.
Astroglide. Splish splash.
Yeah. Splish splash, we were taking a bath with some Astroglide. What are you guys drinking tonight? Today's gonna be also more unhinged than usual, probably.
We are tired.
We are tired.
We are tired. We've been drinking, and it's just been a whole year of things that we're just now gonna repress. It's like therapy.
It is, I'm gonna say the magic word. Side note: I don't remember a lot about most of this. So.
Oh my god, it was such a blur.
Oh, it's such a blur. Lord. We're gonna do our best.
We've got some video games, TV, movies. Got some, honorable mentions. conventions.
Yeah.
Also, what we're looking forward to, both TV, movie, big franchises, as well as some YouTube stuff is on top
Going
of that.
into the future.
Going into the future.
What are we excited about? What did we like from this year? It's a long list, but when we were going through to make sure we hadn't missed anything, I actually did not consume that much media this year as opposed to others.
Same. I think part of it is that we were looking at like what's everything that came out this one year, and it's like, of course, we didn't go to movie theaters.
I actually consumed more media than I normally would have.
Oh, so much less for me.
I don't really watch a lot of TV. I mostly watch YouTube stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But this year I was watching more YouTube on top of like Disney Plus, so Disney TV shows, movies that were available through different streaming services. I consumed far more media than I had previously.
I consumed less, even though it was probably more readily available to me. I am normally, y'all see my video game collection. I'm usually on it with every big major release, and I just have not had the time this year.
Five Nights at Freddy's plug-in. Oh my fucking god!
We can start there if you want.
First big highlight of the year.
Let's talk about our drinks first.
Oh right.
But oh my god, FNAF security breach just killed me. Oh.
I have some opinions too, actually, but
I have some questions.
Yeah, that's really fair.
My phone is, strictly speaking, as we're recording this.
You know what? Let's do a phoneless episode. We are doing no passive aggressive Googling today. Nope. We're just off the top of our heads doing our best.
Depending on Brody's questions and your questions for Five Nights at Freddy's.
No, you gotta wing it. You gotta wing it.
Oh Lord,
you gotta wing it.
You gotta wing it.
If you can't think of anything, make something up.
I've got my New England cider. I'm actually switching over to. I found this wonderful.
Rose brought me a beer today, guys.
I did, but I also picked one up for myself. It's the same one. We're drinking Car Hop Blueberry Lemonade Sour.
And that is by Compass Rose, which is a local North Carolina brewery.
But right now, to kick things off, I've got my traditional New England cider.
Mm-hmm.
No New Friends by Artifact. Thank you.
Very classic. For me, I just grabbed something familiar. I got Hopium IPA from Foothills Brewing in Winston-Salem.
Oh. Yeah, Hopium is really good. What I do like about it is the sweet finish.
Yeah.
It's got some nice malts to it, along with some good hops.
To me, I was in Greensboro for college, and they always had like a Hopium or Jade IPA.
I was just going to say Hopium or Jade is a classic in this area.
Foothills to me is like a special thing. It's like, when I first started actually liking beer, I went right to Foothills. So.
Yeah. Gosh, you're so lucky. I didn't have these options when I was younger. I didn't. It was like PBR or Miller Lite or Bust, you know?
Yeah.
And I like both of those beers now, but I didn't when I was younger.
If there's like a specific year where there was like the big IPA boom, I'm just very glad that I grew up right after that.
I would say it was like, probably within the last 10 years, but a lot of people have a lot of disdain for a lot of the IPAs that are brewed
some of them
locally. Well, a lot of them are crap, but here's the thing with IPAs is that if you fuck them up, they can just add a bunch of extra other flavors to them to kind of mask the issue.
Oh, yeah.
With your crispy boys, it's a lot harder to hide imperfections and problems.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why a lot of the times you see so many breweries pumping out these funky IPAs.
And that's my biggest micro.
Oh shit, we fucked up big. You know what? Slap a new label on it. There you go.
Hey, perfect. It worked for Coca-Cola, it'll work for us.
Well, if there was cocaine in my IPA, I'd be a very happy camper.
Yeah, cocaine IPA. It's addictive.
We were doing fact checking last episode. I missed my opportunity for this plug.
Ooh.
But fun fact, did you know that the NORAD Santa Tracker started off as an office joke?
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about the NORAD Santa Tracker.
It started off... Jess, do you know the story of the NORAD Santa Tracker?
I didn't know there was an official one. I'm aware of Santa trackers, and what's great is my mother-in-law was keeping track of Santa all night, even though we all know
too.
There ain't no Santa Claus.
I was managing the bar, and the first thing I did when I clocked in that day was I pulled up
the Santa tracker.
I pulled up.
Well, you're just delightful.
And I kept informed. And I would call out, Santa is in New England.
Yep, you would just be like, everybody shut up. Santa's in Africa.
Yeah, no, I'm serious.
Egyptians are getting presents.
Actually, we have a British gentleman who's a regular.
Did we come up with a name? Did we call him like Rupert or Ron or something?
Yeah, it's Ron Weasley.
Ron Weasley. Ron Weasley was at the bar.
Ron Weasley was at the bar, and I go, Ron, yeah? Santa's in London.
Oi.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh boy, he ran over.
Well, Ron Weasley's a child at heart, so.
I love Ron Weasley.
Who doesn't?
He ran over, and I'm like, look, and he goes, Santa's gonna fly right over my hometown.
Oh,
Tell
Santa's
my
gonna
family.
fly over.
Yeah, tell my family
He's got more of a northern accent.
Tell Manchester he can piss off.
Okay, that's better. You do sound more like a hooligan, but...
Oh, I live by the hooligan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
live by the hooligan, die by the hooligan.
Damn
the
right.
official Santa tracker, though, started off as a office joke. Because one year, someone had put up, they had this big radar up in the middle of the room, and someone had put up like a little sticker or like cutout of Santa's sleigh and all his reindeer. And they were all laughing about it, and some high up comes into the office, goes, what the hell is that on our radar? Sir, it's Santa and his sleigh.
I love that.
Oh no, it gets better.
Sir,
so
we found him.
This high up
Should we take him down?
It's like that scene from Austin Powers with Big Boy.
Yeah, this high up
It's
dude
actually a running joke through the first two movies. Sorry, Riz.
goes up to the telephone and phones the local radio station.
Yep.
In the middle of like some podcast or whatever that they were doing, and goes, "This is a NORAD station, blah blah blah.
We found Santa Claus. We have his coordinates.
We're reporting that Santa is now on our radar," and just became this gag for that moment when he was calling in.
Yep.
The radio station would call back every hour and say, "Hey,
Quick Santa update.
Where's Santa now?" And it just became this thing.
I love that.
For the radio station and for NORAD. Oh, well, we found Santa over this country and this continent and blah, 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 blah. And it was all like, quote unquote,
I love it.
official.
I love adults that sell it so hard. My dad used to even hop up on the roof and bang around when my sisters were kids. Yeah, they sold it so good. Up until I was told, I literally had no clue. But I'm also extremely trusting. So
Yeah. It's like, this all checks out.
Yeah, this all checks out. I have no reason not to believe you guys. Like, whatever.
I thought I heard something on the roof.
Yeah, exactly.
And the cookies are bitten into, and the milk is half drunk. There's only one explanation.
Yeah, exactly. Well, my mom
Santa!
used to even, for the Easter Bunny, leave like tiny mittens in the house and
Aw.
do
Wait,
bunny
hold on.
footprints on the fireplace, so it looks like a bunny came to drop off. My parents really went all out for us to believe in magic.
They
Aw.
really staged this scene well.
Oh
adorable.
my mother's amazing. Hi, Mom. I know you listen. And you're amazing.
But yeah, I mean, if you want to learn more about that, go look it up. Go look up the history of the NORAD Santa Tracker. But I forgot that was the
It's a fun read.
fun fact
Mhm.
that I wanted to bring up for our holiday episode. And it's just adorable because you've got a bunch of like basically federal agents acting like children.
Yeah.
We're all children. We're all children.
And
I
love
like-
it.
I- yeah,
we're
all
Children in the
kids.
best way possible, I should say.
Mhm.
Federal agents.
Federal agents are like children in the best way possible. You heard
these
it
guys.
here first,
these
guys.
No, this group of people, NORAD. NORAD specifically, I love you.
Before we delve into, we decided Five Nights at Freddy's first. Do you guys have any New Year's resolutions? Are we doing that? Are we going to make a public declaration right now of our intentions for ourselves in
And
the coming
never fulfill them?
year?
That never get fulfilled?
Well, that's not true because 2 years ago I made a resolution that I did not share with anyone to be more proactive. Well, I'm just do it now, but to be more proactive with conflict or issues in my life so that I am not as stressed.
Nice.
So it wasn't even
Nice.
like a selfish or like a vain, which I feel like most people have resolutions that have to deal with their body image. Mine was entirely like, bitch, you're too stressed out. You got to handle this better. I think that was the year I got shingles on my face.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah, I went into the doctor and they're like, wow, you must have had a stressful holiday. And it's like, you have no fucking idea.
Mhm.
Woo! I've got herpes on my face. Thank you.
That's a sign.
It is actually. My immune system was shot and I got the herpes all over my face. Still didn't miss a day of work though.
Nice. I don't have one this year, but you want to hear a funny one I had a few years ago?
I
Sure.
absolutely do.
There was one resolution where I was riding a weird high of confidence, and when you do, you think, I could probably try stand-up. And
Stand-up, really?
yeah, and I knew some other folks in the area who were
Oh,
doing
did you do it?
I would.
You could be good at stand-up. You just have to practice.
Like you gotta practice.
You gotta write
all the time.
Yeah, you gotta write and practice.
My problem was I told myself by the end of the next year I want to do a stand-up at a place like a club or something small like that or an open mic and do well. And that year was for 2020.
No!
It didn't happen.
Shut down.
It didn't happen.
Well,
so.
have you thought about re-pursuing this goal? I'll come see you do some open mics.
Not recently. I just think about like what I would say, and it's just like I don't know if I can.
Just
like,
write it down. All you have to do is come up with a
practice.
cool 2-minute set.
You have
2 minutes
right?
is easy.
Too
hard.
I think 2 minutes is hard. I think writing
is a
down
long
any.
time.
I think writing down any. I mean, I think stand up is difficult as shit.
Yeah, like
really
there's such a
is.
difference between like actually being a funny person
And then
actually
coming up with funny scenarios and ideas and stories to tell people.
I think I was listening to Andrew Santino on his podcast, and he said there's only 2 ways you do it. One is you're an absolute genius who knows how to communicate things in a way that's very much different from how people usually think of them. Or 2, you're an absolute idiot, and it's all you can do.
Aww.
I mean, I don't necessarily think that's true, but I do think having a strong point of view with any type of creating, because I can't tell you how many times I've interacted with people that they think are funny, and they're like, well, I don't want to go see that stand-up comedian because I could be just as funny, and it's like, well, get up there and fucking do it. Like, honestly, like, get up there and fucking captivate an audience for 5 to 10 minutes, and keep it fresh. And you don't rely on just audience interaction.
Yeah,
I'm not saying...
No, the first thing I do when I come up is like, hey, how's everyone doing? Who here's from Denver?
Yeah, I have a Denver omelet joke I want to make.
Please?
Can we crack a few eggs to make this omelet joke?
Hey, please clap.
Yeah, everybody please clap for me. I've had a bad day. I know we haven't touched it, but the new Marvelous Mrs. Maisel we should add to the list of things we're excited about.
Oh, that's coming out?
Oh,
yeah.
Lord.
Shit.
Yeah, just speaking of stand-up comedians.
We'll get to that at the end.
All right, Rose, can you take us off with Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach? We're going to do video games first, and then we'll see what happens after that, guys.
I don't even get to say whether or not I have a New Year's resolution.
Oh, do you?
No.
Okay, well, let's continue.
Is it to play more FNAF?
Yeah.
Actually, it is to play more video games. Okay, fine. New Year's resolution, play more video games. Starting with, let me slam my drink down. Oh my god!
That was very
Volume
dramatic.
warning. Ah!
I'll fix it.
Ah! Five Nights at Freddy's killed me because they brought back William Afton. Chess, do you know who that is?
Is he one of the janitors?
No, he's the guy who kills kids. He's killed like 9 kids.
Oh,
No?
cool.
12.
He's like Weasel.
12.
He's like a person weasel.
Weasel person?
No.
Is
Suicide
William
Squad.
Afton a weasel man?
You guys haven't
He's
Wait,
a purple guy.
add Suicide Squad to best movie.
Oh, well, yeah. I have a point that fits into it later.
I watched it 3 times. Continue.
Oh my god, they brought back William Afton and you basically have to play Five Nights at Freddy's 3, which I've watched gameplay. I never played it, so I've played the first one and Security Breach. I watched Help Wanted and the simulator. I said fuck it to FNAF World. And the
That was like a turn-based game, right? Like
yeah, FNAF World was a weird
that seemed like a
one.
jump the shark kind of thing.
But it was so...
I think they have jumped the shark in a way, but I will save my judgment for later.
I think
No,
they
go
jumped the
ahead,
shark on 2.
So, no, I dabbled with 2, and I will say what I appreciate about the first 2 is that, to me, it took more skill
Yes.
to be good at those games, which
It
was
definitely
why
did.
it was appealing to children and adults alike, because it was still a very much a skill-based game.
It's hard.
Security Breach is way too bubblegum for adult audiences, in my opinion.
Yes and no.
But granted, I've only watched Markiplier like the first 5. I've seen a good amount of
There's
it.
10. So
Yeah,
you've
I've seen
about half.
Yeah, I've seen a good amount of it. I don't hate the story, and that's not my issue with
The
it.
storyline is complicated as fuck.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that.
Quite frankly, so the storyline is you're basically a homeless kid who has no family. He snuck into... His name is Gregory.
Oh God, life is hard enough
Hold on.
already.
He snuck into five...
Oh
he
god,
snuck into-
animatronics?
No, he snuck into...
Where's the pizza?
The Pizzaplex.
Okay.
Such a great name. I love that.
Called.
You're like, hey guys, let's go to the Pizzaplex. I'm like, I'm so fucking down. Let's go right now. Sorry, Rose.
It's basically like this theme park, this Five Nights at Freddy. It's like this Freddy Fazbear pizzeria themed mall, which has salons. It's got racetracks. It
is literally absurd.
It's an entire complex.
The hardest thing for you to accept in this whole reality that they've built is this would not exist.
So the franchise,
it's just wouldn't.
The franchise really took off, huh?
Oh my god!
Oh, I mean, I'm still glad that guy who made this is making money because
he's probably got
No, I'm happy that man's making.
Scott Coffin?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, So do you know the
Did
original reason he started?
Yes, I do because they said his animations. He was a game designer. They looked creepy. They looked like animatronics. So he said, "Fuck you! I'm just gonna make a horror game about animatronics."
He said, "You want to see creepy? I will give you creepy," and started creating Five Nights at Freddy's.
It's a real Tim Burton story, you know.
I love
my shit looks creepy. I'm gonna be creepy.
I don't like the man himself for a variety of personal reasons.
I know nothing about his personal life either.
You don't have to.
I'm not gonna look.
I'm
sure it's not gonna make me.
I got that involved. Yes, I got that involved, which I know about Scott Coffin.
His last name's Coffin.
Yeah, Scott Coffin.
Cool.
His son's name is Nailinda.
Brody, that was awesome.
No. So, I don't like Scott himself, but I do respect him in the point of he's like he's evolved so well.
I will always have infinite amount of respect for anyone who creates art and puts it out there and then he gets shit on and then he says, "Fuck you, I'm going to make this my own." Infinite amount of respect for any and owns it. Infinite
made
amount
millions
of
of dollars
off
of spite.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, is there no better way?
But
I just want to know because, like, traditionally, you're not really much of a horror person. Would you say like you do a lot of horror movies or TV show?
Video games.
You do horror video games, though.
I can read.
The irony in that is that to me, and I have this discussion with my husband all the time, is we feel that because movies don't really scare me, that video games are the final frontier of true horror that you can experience.
Because you experience firsthand. If you
feel very connected to the decisions of the characters.
If you don't know much about a video game going into it, or even if you know... See, here's the thing. I've watched a lot of gameplay for Security Breach, so I can be prepared. But as I go through and personally play it, I am still scared and terrified of every jump scare that comes around, of every time I die.
Yeah, you will get as much out of it as you feel like putting into it. Yeah. So if you let yourself get into that zone, you're gonna love it.
Nice.
And Security Breach for me is a divergence from the traditional way you play FNAF, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Well, that's exactly. It's very against form.
So, it's an open. I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's like what Rose said last episode, that it is like Alien Isolation, that you do later on get a weapon, but it's a
hide and seek.
It's a hide and seek game. It is a hide and seek though that turns into a run and gun though.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes.
Yeah, at the very one of the endings is a run and gun.
Because I saw some clips of that.
One of the endings, or I should say like multiple of the endings, it is a run and gun.
Can I just say that I don't like the mechanics of you using Freddy Fazbear as a fucking suit?
I love that, though.
I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. I don't like teaming up.
It is a great callback, though, to the best ending that you can get is when you go and kill William Afton. You burn down the entire complex.
Hell yeah. Revenge on the guy.
Cleanse it with fire.
Yeah, you basically, you already tried that. Somebody, back in, oh my god, the really big one.
You could just make stuff up.
So I have an issue with them using Freddy Fazbear as a suit because he's supposed to be a fucking villain. We like that more. It's a cheap mechanic for you to add to your game to make you traversing the map slightly more interesting because it is boring.
Freddy is a child. Freddy is the soul of a child.
That's fine.
He thinks...
That's fine. He should be angry.
You're going back to Five Nights at Freddy's 1.
And I'm fine with that. That's what I want.
That's the first game.
That's what I want.
All the kids are stuffed into these...
So this is like Coraline. This is just a straight rip-off of Coraline.
No, it's not Coraline. All these kids are stuffed into the different animatronic suits, and they all think that you're the one who killed them when you're not.
Well, they're dumb.
They don't understand.
Why are you stirring the pot so hard on Five Nights at Freddy's?
I just really didn't like it.
Why are you calling these dead kids dumb? Why
Well, they're not real, first off.
They're real to me,
real.
damn it.
They're not real.
I grew up.
They're not real, and all I'm doing is pointing out a mechanic that really doesn't serve much of a
Freddy
purpose.
is the soul of a child.
Is that your main complaint about this game, where you run away from animatronic Chuck E. Cheese's? Is that the suspension of disbelief being broken right there for you?
No, it's not suspension of disbelief. It's literally adding one more mechanic where, I guess you have to monitor the battery to Freddy Fazbear now as you traverse the Pizzaplex.
It just makes
because going around that environment is boring.
There are certain locations.
No, it's not supposed to be boring. This was supposed to be like a groundbreaking thing.
You get the upgrades to traverse the thing. You kill all his friends so he can get their eyes, their voice box, and their hands, their paws.
It is a lot like Coraline, though, I'm going to say. It is a lot like Coraline.
Whatever, that's a debate we can get into another day.
Oh, we really should do compare and contrast of Coraline and Security Breach.
I actually really do love it. I love the style. I love how the team and everybody kind of took a different approach to this and gave us options and more mobility. So it's not just a classic Five Nights at Freddy's, but it does have that feel. Because there are moments where you're stuck in a security office and you have to wait like 3 minutes. You have to survive.
You don't want to know what? It wasn't made for me. I'm not a child. I don't know what to say.
I'm not a child, but I love it. Brody, you said you had questions. What questions do you have?
Oh, no, I'm good.
He's like, let's stop beating a dead horse.
No, it's not a dead horse. This might influence someone who had never thought about picking up the franchise at all to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it really could.
At least go watch your favorite YouTuber, because, all over the internet for the past week and a half.
We both watched Markiplier.
We both watch Mark.
And you said this is on, like, PlayStation and, like, Xbox and shit like that,
it's on PlayStation, and it's on PC.
So anyone can get it.
It's like $30.
Most people can get it.
It's $30.
Oh,
it's only $30? Okay, I'm not as pissed off about this game anymore.
Hold on, before you invest in it,
this is definitely not a AAA $60 game.
Watch your favorite YouTubers, or like
get a little taste of it.
Yeah, give it a little taste of it.
I suggest that with any purchase in general.
Yeah,
especially games.
Before. Yeah, especially games these days.
If I did that with Cyberpunk, I would be a less angry man.
That's what I always do. I
actually really liked Cyberpunk.
And I know you did, and you're kind of the reason why I mostly got it, because you gave it a really
sorry.
Good. No, it's not your fault.
It's really not.
I'm going to open up my sour
ASMR. We don't need to delve into Cyberpunk too much, but those are the kind of games that I play.
That came out last year. We don't,
We're not, but I really liked it.
Other video games that really took the cake for me.
Oh, I mean, like, there's
It Takes Two. I played that with my best friend.
I played it with my husband. We haven't finished it yet, though.
I haven't played it, but I was the third guy on the couch while my brother and his fiance played it.
So that's kind of the perfect experience, almost.
Yeah.
Can I just say, it's really revolutionary to me how for It Takes Two, it's in multiplayer, and you have to have people to play it. That's why it's called It Takes Two.
Oh.
Rudy. I bought the game, but my best friend made an account and used a guest pass to play the game. So long as you're friends over, like, whatever EA games their platform
on
is.
their, like, same network, I guess.
Yeah, so long as you're friends with
A huge reason why this game succeeded is because we are, over the past 2 years, in a time where we're not having, a lot of people aren't having as much human interaction as they normally would.
Very true.
And the fact that, in general, modern gaming has almost entirely wiped out couch co-ops, which is probably my biggest fucking issue with a lot of multiplayer games.
We wouldn't have it.
Yeah, and this game is like, it's only a couch co-op, which is, I mean, for the most part, you play with your friend online. There's other workarounds, but for the most part, they do not release games like this anymore.
Yeah.
They want you to buy 2 copies, and they want you to each have a system so that you can play together.
Yeah, but it's revolutionary where I bought the game, and this game is one of the reasons why my friend and I actually had once a week. Like, we worked it out to the point where on Wednesdays or Thursdays, we're not working. We're going to spend at least 2 hours playing this.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic.
I got that social interaction. because we were playing this game.
Well, in general, a lot of online games are like that. But I think the wholesome core of this story as well.
Like, you have to buy other, like, a copy for. You have to buy a copy for it.
Are there other games that you can do that, or was it only It Takes Two?
To my knowledge, the only game I've ever played where you don't have to physically buy a copy of it is this one. Like, in my experience...
I remember it from, like, Mario Kart on the DS had that, where it's like one person had it, and then, like,
I think there
everyone
are
else around
some like that, but they're few and
game.
far between.
Yeah, it's a very... Like,
it's a rarity.
Everyone up top to start making these decisions, it's like, no, we'll make more money not doing this.
Major Little Big Planet vibes. If I don't know if you guys are familiar, but I love the Little Big Planet series. They're a PlayStation exclusive. That's on. I don't have to go in about that, but like, I'm talking about the aesthetics and the gameplay are very similar to Little Big Planet, except Little Big Planet's a side scroller.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a wholesome story. You know, it's a couple. They're thinking about getting divorced. Their daughter had made dolls of them. They turn into the dolls. They have to traverse the house.
They have to reverse
the backyard.
They have to reverse the spell by making their daughter cry.
Which,
And the whole time they're, like, interrupted by her toys, who are just like...
And the book.
And the annoying-ass book.
Oh, the book, the weird sexual book. I didn't like the book. In fact...
Dr. Akeem.
Yeah, and in fact, if I could just remove one thing from the game, it would be the book. Just put text on the screen.
No, I like the book.
I'm sure you can skip the cutscenes, right?
You can.
I mean, for the first time, I'm not going to skip the cutscenes. And I get it.
Partner have to
or you want to know what? Go full on and just make it like a Kama Sutra book or something. That would be funny. And I really recommend, obviously you guys know where this is going, watching Dan and Aaron on Game Grumps play it.
Yeah, they're fun.
They're fun. It's fun to watch Dan and Aaron play this together.
Anytime you have someone whose whole dynamic is playing games together, two people on the same couch.
And they really excel at talking to each other while they play.
Yeah.
Which is hard to do.
It really is.
It really is.
My best friend and I, our conversation literally got to just us telling each other directions. Go left. No, the other left. Go left. No!
Oh, yeah, that's eventually what it turns into.
Go. Why are you not running? I am. Shit.
Yeah, I think It Takes Two.
We're never going to make our daughter cry.
Yeah, we'll be remembered as probably the most loved game of this year, absolutely.
We kept failing at the first boss battle.
The vacuum?
To the point, the vacuum.
Vacuum's
to the
easy.
point where we broke it. We
broke
broke
the
the
vacuum?
game.
Oh.
No, we broke the game.
I think breaking the vacuum's the whole point.
Yeah, we were supposed to break the vacuum, but we broke the game instead.
I'm just imagining
Poor
you, like,
vacuum.
breaking it, like, Office Space style. It's like, fucking
He's left
vacuum.
behind.
No, it started glitching
It's more
out.
like the Brave Little Toaster kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Nice.
it really is.
Yeah. Oh, it is. You know what?
That would be
That
a game.
whole movie. Oh, the Brave Little Toaster would be an amazing game.
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
An RPG, Brave Little Toaster, trying to traverse that forest and find your master. Holy shit. Give me my money right now. I'll give you all my money. I want to play that.
Just
Bang it on the table.
Just the forest?
Well, I imagine the forest would be super interesting, especially with the whole ring dig they have hooked up where they have the chair hooks into the vacuum and Kirby is pulling everybody on the rolly chair. I just kind of want to ride around in a forest and he's vacuuming the grass as he's going and squirrels are throwing nuts at you. I haven't put a lot of thought into this. Don't judge me.
There are parts to the game where I absolutely fucking love it. Like this. Have you gotten to the squirrel level yet?
There's a squirrel level?
I've only seen... I've only seen, like, how they are. It's, like, over-militarized squirrels who just, like, shoot nuts at you.
Oh, that is hilarious.
And you have the, little, glider made of his...
Underwear?
Of the husband's underwear.
Yep.
That's smart.
Yeah,
The Undiglider.
Yeah, I always gotta do dad fart and poop jokes in a show.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Honorable mentions, though. Do we have any other games that we actually played that we want to discuss?
I didn't play this. Metroid Prime came out, and I think...
I didn't play it either.
I just remember one day there was a big line around GameStop, and I'm just like, what's this? Metroid? Okay.
And everyone's talking about it. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I mean, I like that Samus is a girl. That's all I got to say about that.
Samus was a girl?
Yeah, I knew that.
Oh.
Okay. Samus has always been a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, ever since
I've
they
been
popped
playing
it out.
Smash Brothers
just like
forever.
In a bikini.
That's how I found out.
Oh! Smash Brothers, came out with the Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, that was a fun way to get back into it.
I started playing Smash Brothers. I learned they were doing a Kingdom Hearts DLC. I bought Smash Bros. In a fucking heartbeat.
Yep.
I bought it so I could play
I still need to play
Relive.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, you
I
do.
know. I will have some time
How
soon.
about
Maybe.
soon? In the new year. Let's make it a resolution that we play it together.
Oh, I love that.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
and that's a
three of
fun
us.
one.
Yeah.
Three
And
of us.
yeah.
Oh my god, drunkenly trying to play Kingdom Hearts.
drunkenly trying to explain Kingdom Hearts
Oh
as a
my
whole.
god.
That's going to be an episode.
Alright guys, we're a little lost.
Yeah.
But don't worry about it, because there's a village just up ahead, isn't there?
Oh my gosh, a village. And oh my god, there's a residency there. I hope it's
There's
good.
Oh man, are
really
those tits?
tall-
Are those
Look at
tits
the tits.
and an ass?
Titties.
Yeah.
Oh my
Brody,
god!
Brody, where are we?
10-foot tall giant woman with big old boobies.
Oh my god, her name! It's Lady D.
Lady.
Dimitrescu.
Dimitrescu? What are we talking about?
Let's never do improv ever again.
I think it works.
I think I'd be really good at it.
We must be talking about Resident Evil The Village, or Resident
Yeah.
Evil 8.
I didn't play it.
I didn't play it either, but I sure as shit watched a lot of other people play
I
it.
watched the shit out of that.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Because I didn't have a PS5, and now I have one, and I don't even want to play it anymore.
I don't even.
And I don't even
wanna
touch
play
that
it.
franchise.
Oh my god. Y'all know I love my Resident Evil.
You know,
I
in
am-
general, and I won't say this about a lot of horror games, but I will say that even if you don't play it, watching Let's Plays of Resident Evil has
It's
become
so
such a cinematic
fascinating.
experience with the
Mhm.
remakes.
It's so fascinating though to watch someone and then like
He's actually good at it too, because some
Jack
people are so
Septiceye.
good at it.
Jacksepticeye.
I watched
Sean
Bakba Soup.
McLaughlin. His name is Sean McLaughlin,
Oi.
otherwise known as Jacksepticeye. I watched Mark Fishbach, Markiplier play it. And oh my god, both times.
Bakba
Both-
Soup is he is a really great horror Twitch streamer and YouTuber that I watch, and he is so fucking good at Resident Evil. He played the shit out of this game on every difficulty and then speeds run it till it's dead. He speed runs all the Resident Evils, and if you want to do this real quick, I recommend doing Bakba Soup. He's a fucking Resident Evil
Sean
expert.
tried it. Jacksepticeye, he tried to do a speed run too, and oh my god, I can never do that.
Any other honorable mentions? I will mention that the Animal Crossing updates, along with the Happy
Oh
Home
yeah, that was very
Yeah.
fun.
decorator.
Didn't you get that?
Oh god, I love it so much.
It's
Who doesn't
nice.
want to decorate little animal houses?
It's a good creative mode.
Did you pick
for
it up,
that.
Brody?
I did.
And it's good, right?
It's very fun.
It's very fun, and it's a good little break from your regular routine to do.
Mhm.
But really, the best thing about it is the items you're gonna get from it, guys.
Oh yeah, you get good stuff.
You get good stuff, and you have a second place to shop and a second catalog to order from with a separate money system, which is so beneficial
Nice.
if you have projects on your island.
And one game that actually is recent that I played was Splitgate. Have you seen anyone play Splitgate?
I'm not familiar, no.
Just close your eyes, imagine Halo,
Mm-hmm.
and you have the portal gun from Portal.
Okay.
So you just have the same mechanics, and it's still like a very big bang bang shoot 'em up kind of game.
Okay.
I like
Oh,
shoot 'em
Halo
ups
came
that
out.
are clever.
Oh yeah, Halo also came out.
Halo honorable mention because I grew up with Bungie.
Hmm.
If
I
you're
haven't-
gonna fight
yeah, I
me
haven't
on
played
that,
Halo in forever.
I played.
Who dual wields needlers and everyone hates you. That was me in high school.
I was a PlayStation guy. I never touched it.
You didn't have like the.
I didn't have
I
any,
had both.
I didn't have gamer friends. Okay.
I had both at one point.
Oh, I didn't really
Oh,
either up
okay.
until I was an adult. But like, I felt
That's
like
my mother.
all my friends' brothers played, and I would just play with them.
So I had one. I had like a PlayStation, and then I also got like an Xbox because my
Wow.
mother got them for us.
My first system, everybody in the universe, was a Sega Saturn.
Oh, I also
Oh,
had an
that's-
Atari. My mother got an old school Atari, and I played Frogger forever.
I did N64.
I got the Sega Saturn when it came out. I'm a lot older than Rose
Oh yeah.
and Brody.
You know what game I've been really playing?
What?
That's a brand new game.
What?
Paper Mario from 2001.
Good for you. Good for you. You enjoy it. Those are beautiful games.
Oh, I love them.
Yeah.
It was
I
a-
love Mario Sunshine.
Sunshine's fun.
Sunshine's so fun.
Has there been a new Mario game this year?
No.
No?
Mario Party. Superstars.
Oh yeah, that was a fun
Superstars.
one.
That counts in
We
WarioWare.
played it.
Yeah, those count.
Oh, we played it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we played
that
it.
was
Brody
a
kicked
lot
our
of fun.
asses. We
Oh,
need to
yeah.
play
Oh
again.
yeah,
But the
Brody
thing
kicked
is-
our asses.
We can play next
Yeah.
Monday, actually. That would be fun.
Oh yeah. But
Yeah.
the thing that kind of like blew my mind was that I kind of figured 2020 was like a really good year for the video game industry, mostly because everybody
was in
well,
lockdown.
and Animal Crossing
lockdown.
New Horizons came out
right
when we locked down.
There was that brief period where Animal Crossing and Doom came out, and everyone was just like talking about both of them.
Can I just say that in the beginning of quarantine, it was Animal Crossing. How we all were like,
I needed it. I lost my job.
It was such good timing.
Such a saving grace for me, honestly.
And
I had nothing going on.
At the end of quarantine, it was Among Us, where we were all killing each other.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I knew. You know what? I loved Call Me Kevin playing Among Us. If he's friends with Jacksepticeye.
Yeah.
He does a little more ridiculous stuff, but he actually did take Among Us kind of seriously. And if you want to watch him do more serious streams, he does stream on Twitch where he actually takes games seriously. But his Among Us streams are the best.
And Phasmophobia.
Oh, Phasmophobia.
Phasmo.
It came out this year?
No, but we're talking about like...
Oh, like a 2020 game.
Me and Rose pop on Phasmo every now and then. We have a good time.
Oh my gosh! That's actually how we started hanging out. Was like, she got one... You got Phasmo
I know,
first.
you told me you had it, and I said,
I bought it.
Hey, I'll buy it if you'll play with me, even just once a month.
And that's what we did.
But that's weird. Like I feel like 2020 had such good momentum, and then this year there's like a lot of forgettable things that came out.
I mean, if we're talking about the video games that have come out, it has been disappointing. Yeah. But I think to the credit of developers and studios, they didn't really know what. I guess that shouldn't have affected video game sales, but it had to have affected
it actually increased
overall productivity.
Well, it increased video game sales 2020. It like skyrocketed video games because everybody had.
I was gaming in 2020.
In 2020, I was hardcore doing it a lot more.
It was when it's just like I just felt like I have nothing to do but sink time into this. Let's boot up Skyrim. That's exactly what it's for.
Skyrim's always so good to go back to.
Skyrim and Red Dead were just like my big two like time killers.
Red Dead Redemption was the second one was 2019 though, correct?
Yeah. So like I already played it, but I'm just thinking like
if you've only done one playthrough, do it again.
Yeah, no, totally.
Totally.
And don't do any story missions.
Don't do any story. Stay in the first, maybe second campsite.
But that's all I really have to say about video games. It's just like it felt like a lot had come out, and we were still in quarantine, and we didn't have as much.
You know, you're right though, and you didn't touch on that. Just saying the overt sentence of we were probably really burnt out.
Yeah.
A little bit of a burnout from all the consumption of last year and how much time we spent gaming and watching movies, and it was like, you know what? Things are opening back up. I have things to do.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to move on to another medium that I figured was doing really well this year. Television has been just great for this past year.
Oh my
Killed it.
I'm just gonna let you guys know. Just Invincible came out this year. Mm-hmm. That was this year.
Doesn't
it feel like 3 years ago?
Yes.
It feels like last year.
Oh my god, we're totally gonna get into Squid Games. Okay, no, we're just getting into Squid Games.
We can just do Squid Game right now.
Yeah, so definitely for sure, the biggest thing that was watched for a whole month around the entire world
was a Korean TV show.
Was a Korean miniseries. It was Squid Games. You already know what Squid Games is.
Everybody knows what Squid Games is. We do not need to go into
But just the fact that it became such a significant, like, literally everyone was watching this around
and I think we can thank, well, in general, we don't, you all know how into Korean cinema I've been for years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we can thank, I believe, Parasite for this insurgence in the U.S.
There's a lot of parallels.
There's a lot of parallels.
Thematically and mostly just thematically.
I don't think we need to get into Squid Games in general. Do you want to talk about our favorite moments, or do we want to just cut in and discuss how we felt about the ending?
I mean, like...
I have a theory about the ending.
Let's hear that. Yeah,
so, go for it.
The old man, turns out that the old man was, like, the person who created it, whatever.
He was one of the elites.
He was one of the elites who participated.
The rich bastards who sort of just like to watch and shit.
Yeah.
So, the guy gives
the hedonist,
the winner a challenge. And he said that whoever helps this guy in the street... Yeah,
there's a guy in the street and him. And they're both dying.
Midnight, they're both dying. Whoever helps the guy, the young man will get the money, right?
Yeah, it's like if you want to keep the money, let's see if anyone helps him. One last bet.
There is the young guy. The young guy is no better than the old man because there were no rules or regulations forbidding the young man from going downstairs
Yep.
and helping the old man.
Well, I think like Ji-hoon's character has always kind of been like that. Like the first episode, he's just like a shit dad, super broke, begging for money. But it's like if he has money, he's gonna give it to someone or do something nice with it.
Yeah, but you know, when your first thought,
he's not as huge of a piece of shit as you're led to believe. Now, I will go into this saying that I did watch it with dubs. I don't give a shit. Judge me. It doesn't matter. But I also am gonna sit here and tell you that I realize that a lot of stuff is lost in translation and isn't translated correctly.
Yeah, I heard a lot of that happened with the woman with the curly hair.
The woman with the curly hair, who was my favorite character, and specifically with Ji-hoon's background story, because he was laid off from a auto manufacturing plant. Mm-hmm. So he did have a job. He wasn't always a piece of shit. He was laid off in an unfair way. A lot of people were. That's seen him going back to get his fucking money or whatever.
Yeah.
Or is that another? I don't know.
No, that's the
It's a parallel.
guy from Pakistan.
Yeah, it's a parallel. Yeah, exactly. It's a parallel to what he's already experienced.
Right.
And so it just kind of makes you a little softened to Ji-hoon's experience, because he's not a total piece of shit. He had a good job. Things were going good. He lost his job in a terrible way, and this is what he has kind of resorted to for his life.
Which kind of makes me think like the main reason why this became such a big international hit, for the most part, is because an American audience was so easily able to relate to something that's happening in another country.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, it's been a hard year. We have our own economic problems.
It's been a hard few years, and it's a hard year every year for a ton of people.
Yeah.
Like, it just is that way, unfortunately.
And
I'm not saying I like it, but it's just the way it is.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, like, if this was an American production, it probably wouldn't have gotten as many eyeballs on it, but it still probably would have been very similar.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Whatever. It shouldn't be an American production.
No, I was just going to say, I don't think it should be an American production, because I think what people found so charming about it was the parallels between this I don't really know what life is like in Seoul, but we could say there's parallels between their life and our way of life, and everybody on Earth that lives in a major civilization, modern civilization. Mm-hmm. But gosh, they in particular, they took such a fanciful and fun direction, at least in the production design, the set design. It's actually quite whimsical in a lot of ways.
So many
that is a direct it's like the yin and the yang. So you have like your yang, your dark side or whatever. That's like the harsh reality of what's going on, and then you have this light, like fluffy, like beautiful, like dream-esque kind of compound you put everybody in until they fight to the death. And I don't think that
play to the death.
Oh, they're fighting. I don't think
it starts with playing, but it ends.
And I don't think any of that would have translated well done by an American studio with American actors. I just don't think it would have been the same.
But like you said, this was also so iconic of a design, just in like color choice, costuming. Like, I'm surprised more people didn't do like the Halloween costumes. I knew a few people who wanted to be like the guards with the pink hoodies.
I wanted to, if I was still a little bit younger and we weren't in a pandemic, I would have dressed up as the red light, green light girl.
Oh, that would have been fun.
And that's...
You know what? I think that was, like, my first moment, because it's, like, I knew it was going to be, like, bloody and gory going in, but, like, seeing just, like, sheer human panic in large numbers, and then seeing the old man just, like, get his jollies off walking past these corpses, and I'm just like, this show is fun and weird.
It kind of makes you angry, though, for not noticing the small clues.
Yeah, like...
Well, like, in the tug-of-war scene, he's not strapped in at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's things that if you're actually paying attention... But, I'm always fully on board with everything I'm watching.
What do you think would have happened with the old man if he couldn't complete the cookie challenge? Because, the second game when they're, like, having to carve out the cookies...
So I think if he even waited till the end, there's no way for another player to confirm whether or not he hadn't done it. Because by the end of the game... If you remember, everyone's really spread out and doing their own thing, and they're very wrapped up in their own experience. They're not watching their neighbors as much.
Right.
I think he could have easily gotten away with
a guard could have just
being like, yeah, like whatever. Like I don't think anyone would have noticed or paid attention to him at all, because he's not seen as a threat, so people aren't paying attention to him. He's seen as a weakling.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I just don't think it would have been a big deal because I did think about that.
That actually leads to another theory that I heard online about Squid Game. Is like like you said, another detail that kind of shows that he's smarter than just being the feeble old man. When they like take the bed sheets off and he like made it look like he had pissed himself.
Yep.
There was also right next to him a half-drunk bottle of water, which everyone just kind of like didn't notice. And then Ji-hoon, the main guy, gives him the jacket to sort of put over and hide. So it's like, you pissed yourself. You don't want people looking at that. And then the old man gave Ji-hoon his jacket to replace it. And that was in like a lot of people's minds like, oh, this is the old man sort of like choosing who's gonna win this. Because then after that they go into the marbles challenge. Oh, the marbles challenge! If you haven't seen
the marbles challenge is really
it's
good.
The most cruel of all of them.
Are we thinking of the two female characters in particular right now?
Oh, and the female characters just what was this?
The two young ones. We're not talking about the curly hair badass lady.
No, she wasn't a part of it. I'm talking about.
No, you're right. She wasn't.
The young
She'd
one, the two young
passed.
ones. And I'm also thinking about the guy who tricked the other guy, the guy who was from Pakistan. What was the name of the guy who tricked him?
He is Ji-hoon's like childhood rival.
Yeah, and he kind of he gets very corrupt throughout the whole like.
I'm gonna disagree with you on that one. I wouldn't call it corrupt. I would say he was playing the game better than anybody there.
But that's kind of a part of it. You have to be okay with killing people to really.
He made it to look. He made it to the end. He had an out, and he knew if they both lived, he wouldn't be able to take care of his mother, and he knew that if he died, his mother would be taken care of, and she wouldn't lose her store. Mm-hmm. But I have.
So he died.
He kind of killed himself. It's complicated.
He kind of figured things out. It's like, man, I kind of fucked up, and then killed himself.
Yeah, but I think looking for morality in a game like that is
where you
not,
just get
judging
shot.
A character's actions in a game like that. Mm-hmm. Like obviously the guy with the face tat, bad dude.
Oh yeah, he had his comeuppance coming.
Yeah, he had his comeuppance coming. He got it, but this guy to me was just playing the game correctly. And you can email us at oneframeoff@gmail.com if you disagree with me.
Disagreements, FNAF theories, game recommendations, or possible vegan recipes. You can email us at oneframeoff@gmail.com.
Did you say vegan recipes?
Yes. They can share with us anything they want. I'll take dick pics at this point.
That's
Yeah, I will. Send them.
Yeah, we will put them on the internet and make fun of them.
We won't put them on the internet.
We'll rate your dick pics.
Your pencil my God. Actually, I would have totally do that. Birdie's like, yeah, I meant what I said.
I'm stepping out of this segment, so...
And another big honorary mention is just the fact that we've had all these Marvel TV shows.
Yes.
And I don't really want to get into them because we'll do like every other episode about them. But I just really want to say that's
my point.
It's the thing that got us started.
Yes.
You know,
it's Loki. It's Marvel.
Loki, Marvel, WandaVision.
WandaVision.
We'll talk about them to lengths at another time. But I just really wanted to be like, that's.
WandaVision season 2. Oh, that shit's contagious. Don't you do it.
We're not going to go into it, but apparently season 2 confirmed? Question mark? Maybe.
For WandaVision?
For WandaVision, yes.
But what other?
I guess we'll find out at the end of this new Doctor Strange movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do want to talk very briefly about the best show of 2021. I think I can confidently say, and no one else has seen it here, is Midnight Mass. And for those of you that know,
Vampires.
Fuck you, spoilers. Yeah, it's a vampire. It's a vampire show.
Yay.
Is it gay? Is it gay vampires?
Gay vampires?
No, but if you want gay vampires, watch True Blood. No, they have that already. Watch True Blood. It's amazing. And we will be doing
vampires or werewolves.
It's both.
Okay.
Or usually where vampires exist, they always bring up werewolves. They're like, I'm gonna say yin and yang again, but they are.
Yeah.
One lives in the sun, one lives in the night.
Just showed us a lot of clips on that, and you showed us a lot of stuff that really deals with like death philosophy.
Yeah. So I think if I had to wrap up the whole theme of this show in general, it's definitely like the connections we make to other people. What does that mean to you, and what happens when you die, and how does that shape how you live your life?
Particularly the clip that you showed us was a vampire character, sort of like a vampire character, and he's sort of like on a boat, and the sun's about to hit him, and he's just like accepting death. and we kind of see it through his perspective, where it's very he's like peaceful, he's at ease with the mistakes he's made in his life. Then we cut to the other person in the boat, and they're just watching a skeleton burn.
They're seeing someone they love turn into ash right in front of their eyes.
But I'm just thinking, like, if that was cut wrong, it could have been really funny. Which I think
they edited it so perfectly to where it's gut-wrenching. And you don't realize where that boat scene is going until about halfway through it fully. The scene that gets me the most, and what I think encompasses the overall theme of the show, is definitely one of the last scenes, and I can't remember her name, but it's the girl from the Haunting of series that looks like Angelina Jolie. She's a very, very talented actress. Side note, this is done by the same guy that did the Haunting of series.
Yeah.
And he also did Oculus, which I'm a very big fan of that movie.
I didn't see Oculus.
Oh, you should watch it, and I would be down for us all to watch it.
Karen Gillan, though.
Yeah,
thank you.
She's really...
You don't like Karen Gillan?
Oh, she's fantastic.
I don't want to see Oculus.
Ah, okay.
Oh, Oculus is so
girl.
good. And that movie got slept on, in my opinion. But the scene in particular that I love is where Angelina Jolie, look-alike beautiful woman, is passing away at the end. This lady's passing away. She has a horrific wound from this very ancient old vampire or otherworldly creature. I mean, honestly, it's not super spelled out, but it's a vamp.
Yeah.
And
it's something that the church does not like. That's like a thing in the... No?
Oh,
I didn't see this.
Don't even... It becomes a church of vampires where they slowly dose this entire town with this ancient vampire's blood, so all their ailments are... Brody, you really should have watched this show. Brody's giving me this look right now like I fucked up. I done and gone fucked up.
Look, you could make a little, like... You could find all the points where Jess said, I should watch the show, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna. But then, like, we actually started talking about it, and I'm just like... Damn, I should have watched this show.
Yeah. So there's a lot of
what was I doing?
Religious symbolism, obviously. It's a very small, devout, Catholic fishing town. And they blend that really well with vampirism coming in. So everybody gets the blood of Christ, which also just happens to be doused with lots of vamp blood. So ailments are getting healed. A girl that couldn't walk is healed. You know, it's got this healing powers. And the way that... This is kind of Anne Rice rules, gang, when we're talking about changing. So, if you know, you know. I'm not going to get into it. The scene I'm thinking about in particular is at the end where the beautiful lady is dying. And there's a scene in the middle of the season between Riley and this girl. And they're having a really great conversation about what happens when you die, which to me is the essence of the show. We never hear her response, which it is a little annoying because her faith and how she feels about her life is kind of vague. Like, but I played the monologue for you guys at the end. And if you are having any existential dread, if you don't know how you feel about anything in this world, if you don't know what religion you belong to, or if anything ever makes sense to you, I promise you, just listen to this 5-minute clip and it'll make you feel better about your place in the universe and the world and your connectivity with others around you. And that's what this show did for me. Everybody should watch it. It's absolutely amazing. Who doesn't want to feel good about existential dread and watch a badass vampire show? Also, I will say the guy that played Father Paul is one of the best fucking actors I have seen in a long time. He gave the quirkiest and most sincere performance of all time. Brody, you'll agree with me 100% once you see it.
Once I see it, I'll come back and it's just like, oh my god.
This shit floored me. I just can't wait for Brody to actually watch it and then just message me like, you were right. I'm fucking sorry. It floored me. I have ugly cried at least 3 or 4 different times during this show. One scene in particular is between the town drunk and the girl that he accidentally shot in the back hunting one night, and he paralyzed her. And the vamp blood kind of cures her paralysis, so she's able to walk. And the scene where she confronts him in his house is gutting. Whoever that young actress is, she's going places, because her ability to translate emotion was profound. Nice. Seriously, nothing is going to top this show. It's almost fucking perfect.
It sounds a lot. I was about to ask if you recommend it, but I think it sounds like you've already recommended it.
It's literally one of the most perfect dramas I've ever seen in my life.
All right.
All right. Well, I mean, we can't really
I don't think anything else can. No, nothing.
Yeah, no,
can.
like
I mean,
some things I liked. Ted Lasso season 2 came out. I thought that was very nice.
That's also a really good uplifting show. I don't know if it's gonna help with existential dread because I know it's kind of taking a darker turn.
I'm not. There is one part where it's like Ted
I'm not watching, but Zane is filling me in on stuff.
Okay, there's a whole thing about Ted needing to get therapy, but like, which seemed kind of out of character to me to think that Ted wouldn't be a fan of therapy, but it took him a while to open up. In fact, it was the joke that they made, the way that he actually opened up to his therapist was like, yeah, I mean, you're here and all that. I don't have any tea or anything. And then she says, I don't like tea. It tastes like a wet paper bag. And he's like, okay, I'll tell you anything.
All I can tell you from my personal experience in this world is that usually the people that are the kindest and the happiest have the most stuff going on.
Oh, that's Ted Lasso.
That's always true, though.
It is true. It's always true. Because
on the same... Oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm just going to say just being kind in general, it's effort. That's it. That's all I have to say.
All right. And on the same note, Dave season 2 came out on...
Oh, God, I love Dave so much.
I did. It was because like the first season was very like
Isn't this
goofball.
the third season, though?
No, this was the... What?
Dave?
Yeah, this was season 2.
Oh, shoot.
But like last season was very cornball, like happy, the little Dicky being a weirdo. The second one, I don't know if they just had like a major change in direction, is the most stressful shit I have ever seen.
I've seen the first 3 episodes, I think,
the
of the second
first episode
season.
like is just like a very much like a constant panic attack where everything keeps getting worse.
It wasn't the vibes I was
And then I'm just like,
for.
damn, this show used to be funny.
And it probably still will be funny. And
it still is funny, but
and
like,
in general, I will say, though, the Dave first season is really good.
They definitely want to be like corny and wacky and look at my dick. I like that kind of humor.
I got a fucked up tiny dick.
You got a fucked up tiny dick.
Yep.
And season 2 is like, I think I might be a hack and I'm not sure if I have any self-worth. Also, I have a weird dick.
Yeah. The weird dick's still there. None of that's
that weird dick ain't going nowhere.
No, it ain't. He got 2 pee holes, guys.
Yeah, he's got to cork one up when he pees.
Yeah, he's got to plug one up with his thumb when he pisses. I think that's true, though, too.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's like comic booking it up, but I think he actually does have like
a botched circumcision or something.
Like a botched circumcision.
It happens.
Rose
is like, I don't know what to say.
Do you have any input? Do you have any input on Little Dicky's penis? Thoughts? Concerns?
You should be concerned about it, and he's such a nice man.
He seems to be doing fine.
He's
like
fine.
a
tennis match, guys. My head is just going back and forth.
We really just...
And there's balls everywhere.
Yeah. Brody,
yeah.
You're on a roll today.
Oh, I'm just tired.
Rose, really quickly, can you just say Little Dicky has a fucked up dick in the mic real quick?
Tell us what you think Little Dicky's penis looks like.
Oh, can you draw us a picture?
Yes.
Hold on. We're going to take a restroom break real quick, and I'm going to grab a pen and paper real quick.
Yeah, we're back. We got some more drinks. I picked up this thing I didn't really like too much, but I figured Jess would like. It's Michelob Ultra Pomegranate.
And hold on, let me take a sip without an M&M in my mouth.
Yep.
Oh, you want to know what? It does taste like a White Claw, you're right.
It's just like the same flavoring they would put in a White Claw, but in like a Michelob Ultra.
I don't hate it.
It's okay.
It's fine.
Michelob Ultra, don't sponsor us, please.
Oh no, please sponsor us. I like Miller Lite more, though.
Well, they're not going to sponsor us now.
Well, that's fine.
They're like, how dare they?
This does taste like a White Claw, though.
Yeah,
and
very much.
And I appreciate the low calories as well. If I'm going to drink this, I'm glad it's not going to break my...
People like Michelob Ultra the same way they like California. It's close to the water.
Whiskey Man.
Michelob Ultra.
Whiskey Man.
Whiskey Man doesn't
Yeah. Is that your Arthur Morgan impression?
Arthur Morgan.
Yeah.
No, wait.
Was there a movie about him?
There should be. I mean, there is. It's called Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
No, honestly.
Movie they can. There was one
cried at the
Western
end.
movie that came out with like a all-black leading cast, and I really hate that I'm not thinking about it. I didn't see it, but I think it was on my list, and I just didn't really get to it.
It's hard. There's so many things these days.
Mm-hmm.
One movie that we did watch very recently, at least me and Brody did, is Don't Look Up.
A late entry to one of the best films of the year, but at the same time, probably one of the best films I've seen in a long time.
I agree with you.
Like I said with season 2 of Dave, it starts off being the most tense shit I've ever seen. And I know Jess isn't really as big a fan of Leonardo as I am.
I'm not, but he was really good in this.
He's so good at being just like primally frustrated. Like,
that's kind of all his characters, but yes.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence, Leonardo
she was
DiCaprio, Meryl Streep, Jonah
God.
Hill.
So the usual cast?
No, I mean, so if you're not familiar with any Adam McKay movies, this movie probably was a mind fuck for you in terms of editing. And
editing, I was telling someone earlier, it's like usually I don't like it when for editing they just go super non-linear with things, but like in some transitions it really works.
Yeah. Adam McKay has it down. Because you've seen Vice, right?
I have not seen Vice. I've seen Step Brothers.
Oh,
yeah.
I know that's different, but
need to
it's
watch
very
Vice.
Adam McKay.
It's like
Vice.
there's Vice. What are his other two that have come out that are politically minded? The Big Short is good.
I did see The Big Short.
Yeah, The Big Short is good. The editing, they're all very similar in these three movies. So if you've seen The Big Short, if you've seen Vice, I think there's one more I'm missing that I can't think of right now on the top of my head. But it's edited and shot in a very similar fashion, although this seems more of like a overall, like really strong narrative on like The Big Short, where it's more like, let me tell you how this country got fucked.
And I think like it only suffers from pacing issues, really. It's 2 hours, and it kind of feels like 2 hours.
It kind of feels like 3 hours, but not in a bad way.
But when it's over, it's like, man, I wish that was 5 hours, you know?
It felt, I couldn't believe it was only 2 hours, actually, because I felt like it was longer, but once again, not in a bad way. I kind of didn't want it to end.
My mom wanted to watch it, and she's just one of those people who can't sit down for more than half an hour.
I have family like that, yeah.
Same.
Yeah, so it's just like, hey, I really do think you should watch this, but take a break after the guy who looks like Donkey Kong goes into space.
Oh, Ron Perlman?
He looks like Donkey Kong.
Okay, so if you don't follow Ron Perlman on Twitter, you need to.
Oh.
Is he funny on there?
Holy shit.
What does Ron Perlman do on Twitter?
He just shits on Republicans.
Oh, so that's probably why he's in this movie.
Yeah, so he's the antithesis of who his character is in this movie. Ron Perlman.
I love that.
Ron Perlman, if you're out there listening, and I know you're not, but I love you. I love you, Ron Perlman.
Love you, Ron.
Speaking of going into space, Fast and Furious.
We're not talking about that.
That was this year?
That was this year.
I completely forgot about that.
I'm pretty sure it was this year.
If you want a dumb movie, if you want the dumb version of Don't Look Up, it's Fast and Furious.
Can we talk about the Timothy Chalamet's late entrance into this
Yo,
movie
I
and how
fucking love fingerling potatoes.
and he does like the dip, the bro dip,
Timothy Chalamet
movement.
is just such the boy prince of Hollywood nowadays.
God, I love him so much.
It's just something so weird about his face.
Little Women, him and his performance in Little Women stole it for me.
Oh, and Dune, that came out this year.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
I decided to sit out on this pop culture phenomenon. I'm not going to do it.
Didn't get the chance. I meant to watch it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Unfortunately, it's only the first half of the first book.
Yeah, and I think
So
like if the second half comes
Power
out
watch
soon,
the
I'll watch
two,
that.
yeah.
Power watch the two, exactly.
Yeah, just
It's
take an
not-
afternoon for yourself.
Don't worry about it being like 5 hours all together.
I mean, that's probably the best way to watch Dune.
That's fine.
That's probably going to be... Well, I mean, it's the first half of the first book.
Mm-hmm.
The second movie is going to be the second half, and then the third movie is going to cover the second book. There are 2 books in the series.
Interesting. I think I'm going to stick to my original plan, wait till the second's coming out, and then watch the first one.
I turned it on, much like how I told you guys earlier about The Matrix. I turned it on, the new Matrix, for 5 minutes.
The new Matrix came out not too recently, too.
It did, and it is by one of the Wachowski sisters, and the first Matrix is one of my, like... So, you know how, like, a lot of men always bring up, like, oh, she's she's the one that made me realize, like, the sexual, like, switch flipped on.
Oh, yeah?
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Matrix, for me, was that, but for movies. Does that make sense?
I thought you were gonna go into some territory where it's like Keanu Reeves really did it for you.
No, I
because
really
he does it for me.
I really wanted. No, Brody, it's funny that you said that. I actually really wanted to be Carrie Ann Fisher as a child.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, I know, that's cute, right? I wanted to be Trinity. I thought I wanted to be Trinity so bad. I thought she was the most badass woman, beautiful, statuesque, but strong and smart. And I wanted to be Trinity. That's what my young brain is thinking. But that's what this movie did for movies for me when I was a kid. So I only like the first one. I don't like the sequels. I've seen them.
What about the newest sequel?
I tried to watch it for 5 minutes and I couldn't get into it. It looks really low budget.
Really?
Yeah, it looks really low budget. And the opening scene is like these people, I think, in the real world, I'm doing quotation marks with my fingers, in the real world, watching, they have someone like pretending to be Carrie Ann Moss recreating the opening scene where they find Trinity in that room and the agents show up and they're like, we've sent our best men on it. And it's like, sir, your men are already dead. You know, I've seen this movie so many times and I was like, click, nope. I can just watch the fucking first movie. I'll give it another go, maybe, if I can smoke like 8 bowls in a row.
Maybe.
Speaking of weird things on HBO that came out and people weren't really super into because it didn't compare to the first one, Space Jam came out this year.
You liked it.
I liked it.
Brody liked it.
I liked it. No, Space Jam was...
I didn't watch it.
A lot of people were like, oh, Space Jam's for the kids, blah,
Yeah.
blah. No, Space Jam was for the millennials who grew up with the Looney Tunes.
Yeah, no.
And
if
all they
Space Jam
come
were
out-
for the millennials, they would have left Lola Bunny's tits, okay?
Yeah. That's what I said yeah real too quick. Didn't I?
Brody's like, yep, thought about it.
Yep.
Here's the thing.
Thought about it for like
All
10
that-
years now.
I saw the original Space Jam, not when it was released, but I have seen the
Oh, I
original.
burned the shit out of that VHS.
Oh,
I
I
watched
do.
that thing.
Oh my god.
That thing is-
yes.
That
Wait,
thing
can
is
I,
worn
can I
out.
make a parental advisory real quick?
Yep.
All of you out there who watched it as a kid and have not seen it as an adult, don't fucking do it. Just don't do it. Don't do it.
Parental advisory.
Don't do it.
Okay.
Don't
No,
do
but
it.
here's the thing.
It's bad.
There's
Michael
so
Jordan
many
can't
callbacks.
act.
There's
Don't
so
do
many
it.
callbacks to the original film, and it's so meta that I love it. I love how the level of meta. Did you catch that?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
The whole
Yeah.
movie's a
The whole
callback.
the whole movie's just like a piece of meta.
I think it's a way just to get what is it? LeBron James kids into movies.
That's not even his kids, though.
No,
They're not.
He had actors to play his kids.
Oh my god! Someone told me they were his real kids.
No.
They should have been his real kids. I'm
They
changing
should
my
have
stance
now.
on this.
They did that with the Michael Jordan, but I think I honestly, if I was LeBron James's kid, because I also heard he doesn't like going by his last name in basketball practice. I'd assume having
Aw.
a movie about that.
Okay,
would
I
be-
feel bad now. Also, I've lived in Akron. LeBron's awesome.
Oh my God, LeBron!
James.
LeBron
I'm stepping
James.
back because I don't watch whatever sport LeBron James.
Oh
Basketball.
my
Basketball.
God!
Basketball. But he is from
I don't
Akron,
watch
and
hockey.
he
I don't
does
watch soccer or football, as the Brits call it. I don't watch anything.
Wait, you
else.
don't watch American football?
No.
Okay.
I watch the
We'll
Super
discuss
Bowl.
that later.
Hold on. I watch the Super Bowl for the commercials, not for the game.
Oh, you're one of them.
I'm one of them.
You're
Not
the
even
reason.
a halftime show?
No.
Wow. But no, I just have a list of things. I have a list of plot points in my head that
Please, yeah, go.
these are all things that happen in Space Jam. Number 1, Rick and Morty show up.
Wait, what? wait, legit Rick and Morty? are in
Yes.
it?
Yes.
I don't like
can't-
that.
You can't miss it.
I mean, it makes sense in the realm of Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
They can show up anywhere.
Lola Bunny played by Zendaya, because Zendaya has been on such a fucking roll this year. This and Spider-Man.
Okay, so that's why they took the tits
She's a
away.
pretty decent.
She's
actress.
a phenomenal actress.
She's decent.
Phenomenal.
Decent.
You haven't seen Euphoria.
Oh
No.
yeah.
We'll skip that.
The big antagonist is a giant CGI Don Cheadle.
I love him though.
Mm-hmm.
He is
I
good.
love him.
And the whole side, he's just hanging out with all the Warner Brothers villains, and so he's chilling right next to the
He's
guy from
chilling
Clockwork
like a
Orange,
villain.
Yup.
Really?
the
Yes.
Wicked Witch of the West,
Yep.
and numerous others. It's just too many.
I love A Clockwork Orange, and if you don't enjoy the movie, I really really recommend watching the movie, then reading the book, and then watching the movie again.
The little aliens from the first movie are in it on the bad guy's side.
Yeah.
But don't they become good at the end?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I watched it so long ago.
I'm so sick of like trying to make bad guys good. Spider-Man movie did it. I know we touched on it a little bit.
Oh yeah, my favorite.
Spider-Man.
My favorite plot point that is a real thing that happened in the Space Jam movie. Bugs Bunny dies at the end, and his last words are "That's all, folks."
Listen, okay, you want to.
Bugs Bunny doesn't say that though. Porky Pig does. Why does Bugs Bunny say "That's all"?
What's
folks?
a fun fact?
Did you know that the original voice actor for Bugs Bunny, got into an accident and was in a coma, and the doctors tried everything to get him out of the coma? However, one of them had the brilliant idea to say, "Hey Bugs, how you doing?" Talk to him as if he was Bugs Bunny.
And then he came awake as Bugs Bunny, and he lived as Bugs Bunny the rest of his life.
His response was, "What's up, Doc?" And
my god.
Other doctors, he's like, he can respond. We have brain function.
He wasn't in a coma. He was just waiting for his cue.
So they actually let him out of the coma by treating him like Bugs Bunny. This is the original voice actor for Bugs Bunny.
That kind of depresses me for some reason.
It turns on his brain.
I have a side note question here. If you guys had to have the personality of one Looney Tunes character forever embedded in your brain as your own, who would it be?
I mean, I already am Daffy Duck. I am a mixture between Daffy Duck and George Costanza.
That's fair, actually.
That's
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Marvin the Martian's my favorite.
Hmm.
And he's very underutilized in Looney Tunes in general, I will say.
I would say so.
Yeah, he really is. The voice acting's really good, especially with the echoey noise of his helmet. Okay, so Don't Look Up, we touched just a little bit. I mean, everybody see it. It's like a modern day Idiocracy, is how I would describe it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's definitely a modern day Idiocracy. Acting's really good.
There was another movie that sounded really dumb. I didn't see it, but my friend's description of it was very dumb. Was The Future War with Chris Pratt.
Yes.
He described it as...
I was told it was good, but I never watched it.
I never watched it.
Well, it sounds very military drama, but with a sci-fi element. So basically, they go back in time to draft people...
For a war in the future. They don't have enough people.
And not try and stop the war in the future. They're just drafting more people to die there.
Okay.
And then they have to find like some sort of cure thing, and it's like they don't do that. And it's like he could either save the world or save his daughter, and he saves his daughter. It's the idiot plot. It's
like the opposite of Squid Game.
Yeah, it's a plot where it only works if everyone who's involved in every major decision making is an idiot. It's an idiot plot.
Yeah, well, I don't want to really shit on Chris Pratt a lot because I actually really like him. I think he gets unfairly picked on.
Yeah.
He does to some extent.
I really liked him as just Andy Dwyer or like any lovable goofball kind of character, but I just don't really see him as like the...
Like Parks and Rec?
Yeah, Parks and Rec. I just don't really see him as like the lead macho actor who has everything under control. That just doesn't really...
No.
It's conflicting.
He worked... not that I don't have a bone to pick with the new Jurassic Parks, because I actually do. I made a pun and I didn't even know it. I have a dinosaur bone to pick with the Jurassic Park movies. But I think he's very serviceable in them. He's fine. And he's great in Guardians of the Galaxy. But like what you said, he needs to be very flawed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his character needs to have...
Passengers did not work for me at all.
No.
Oh, that was another idiot plot. Well, it's a creep plot, I should say.
Well, I read a really great review of it, and they were like...
waking up some random chick because you want to bang her? Like, seriously?
No.
Yes, that's the vibes I got. That is the vibes I got.
I mean, in essence, maybe. Oh, so I read a great review of that movie, and I think the same thing can be said for... holy shit, what's that really? Pacific Rim.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
I do too. A lot of people don't like. I like the first one a lot.
Sorry,
you have
I just dragged
two really well written better written female characters than male. Imagine if you took both of those movies and wrote them from their perspectives. Can you imagine how much more interesting Passengers would be if you wrote the movie from Jennifer Lawrence's perspective?
And have sort of a mystery going
on.
A
mystery going on.
Yeah, some random
Way
dude.
better than it being like this convoluted love story. Is make it a mystery.
But you know what? Chris Pratt, he's looking to do pretty well next year.
And Mario.
Mario and Garfield and another Jurassic
No!
World. He's Garfield.
No!
Yep.
Actually, I think that works.
No!
I think that works.
I hate that. I hate
No,
that
I like-
more.
You know what I hate?
It's better than Bill Murray
Mondays.
doing it. But you know what I love?
What?
Lasagna.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Italian food, Luca, that's the only real animated movie that really stuck with me this year.
Yes, the queerbait movie called Luca.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you mean by queer bait?
So basically, it looks like the two male characters are going to get together in the end, but they don't.
They're kids.
Well, that's why we have
Well,
Paranorman, okay?
I didn't see Paranorman.
Paranorman is really good.
Paranorman is like an hour and a half. I'm never getting back.
I love Paranorman.
Yeah, but I think, like, Luca, if a show is
Luca
gay...
is nice, though. Luca
Yeah.
is a nice, feel-good movie.
That's exactly
so
what
is
it's
Enchanto.
I haven't seen Enchanto.
Enchanto is...
Encanto?
Encanto, whatever it's called.
It doesn't matter. We all know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Encanto? Help.
Where does the first Pokemon game take place? In Kanto.
Hold on.
Brody.
Wait.
On fire.
Brody. You're doing so good tonight, dude.
But yeah, no, like, I think, like, the main thing for us is, like, I was just looking at what's the top grossing movies this year. And
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah, Spider-Moons is definitely on top. And all the other Marvel movies, too. And I think, like, there's so few things that really get people out in the theaters. Oh, I take that back. There was another movie I saw in theaters. The other movie I saw in theaters, other than Spider-Man.
Old. We saw Old in theaters.
Oh, yeah, we saw Old.
That was the first movie that we saw together.
That was the first movie we saw together.
You know what? I hated it, but I will still shell out money to go see M. Night Shyamalan in theaters because I just want to recapture the magic.
It was a good
We
theater
all
experience.
do. We had a nice time.
Yeah.
We had a really good time. We went to the Alamo Draft House. It was fun.
Oh, that's a fun place for it.
Hey, you know what? If you're if you going to something that you suspect might be total shit, go to the Alamo Draft House if you have one in your area.
Because even if it's bad, it'll
You're
be
still
a good
having
time.
a good time, yeah.
Yeah.
And bring people with you and make it a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Encanto is the name. E-N-C-A-N-T-O.
We know.
Yeah.
I just had to be sure.
Love you, Rose.
I've been listening. No, I was listening to the entire discussion.
No, you're good. I just feel like we had really moved on
But
from that.
Old,
You know?
like, would you say that this was the big thriller that you were waiting for?
Old?
Old?
It's
No,
the
no, no,
first
no, no, no.
horror movie I saw with both of you and Zane.
Mm-hmm.
And I spent, 10 minutes just talking to the people out front about different ciders? Because I got there and I spent...
Rose was being cute in typical Rose fashion, late talking to people about ciders, and then has a family-sized thing of giant Kit Kats for everybody.
I had to leave. I left.
They were in their car.
they were
just
in my
there.
car.
They were like, wait a minute, I think I have candy in my car. And we're like, oh, they're going to come back with like a few small things. No.
Yeah.
Family size, like for the big kind. You
The
know, like
big-
you go to that house on Halloween, you're like, oh, I'm coming here next year. These
Yep.
people know how to fucking do it.
Yeah. No, I had like 6 of them, and I went down the line.
You gave Zane 2 of them.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I'm
We
like,
each got one, and then you had some to like, all right, Zane, here you go. I know you need this.
That was fun. Another one I saw, and this was another late contender, was the new Wes Anderson movie, The French Dispatch. I saw that in theaters with my mom.
Didn't get to see it, and I don't want. Can we not do fuck you spoilers? Because I will eventually see it.
Can I give conceptual spoilers?
That's fair. I know
Okay.
you told me, and I have to tell you, Brody. I quoted you a few times. I was like, yeah, I didn't see it, but my buddy did, and he said it's really fast and loose for a Wes Anderson movie, and everyone looked at me like, what does that mean? I was like, exactly what it means.
No, fast and loose is the right definition. It doesn't really have one solid plot as much as a lot of little mini stories. 3 big ones and a lot of other ones sprinkled in there.
I like that.
oh, I just saw Kingsman today.
Was it good?
It was a heart-jerking film.
Is it comparable to the first 2 Kingsmen? Because I'm a very big fan of
Yes.
the first one, and
It's not as
actually
funny.
a really
is
big
it the
fan
same
of the
like
second.
fight style kind of thing going on? That's what I really like about
The
it.
fight scenes are really good.
Mhm.
But the first one is almost a perfect action movie, actually.
Okay, one spoiler. They're developing the fight style. You actually get to
Okay.
see how they develop the fight style.
But like in terms of like production, like the same camera movements.
We're talking about the editing. We're talking about the quick cuts. Like
yes, that much stuff.
Tight choreography.
Yes.
Fun, expensive
it's
music.
Not. Yes. it actually the
I mean, you got Elton John.
soundtrack was on point in every fucking way.
Oh, can I just say something that the second one is obviously a bust in a lot of ways. I think we
like
can all
the
agree.
fight style of the second
And
one.
the fight styles are great, but can we talk about the aesthetic of Julianne Moore's character and how amazing that whole world is that she created for herself? It's so Fallout-esque that I was obsessed.
She's such a loon.
Yeah.
No, I loved it. The 1950s hyper-futuristic diner with the robot dogs, and then you have like this like badass bitch running it all. I loved it.
Yeah.
I just had to say, I just had to bring up that like really great aesthetic.
That aesthetic was awesome. We actually get to see the development of the fight style.
It's unique.
We actually get to see like, manners maketh the man. Another spoilers. We finally
That's a
get to
good
see
callback.
the.
Yeah, it is.
No, actually, we get to see the origins of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as funny. This Kingsman takes place during World War I, so it does have. When I say it's heart-jerking, it does have that feel in just the reality of war and what the soldiers are going through. There are moments where you actually get to see what it's like.
Now, I
be in the
have a
front
follow-up question as someone who is a big fan of the first two movies. Is that totally necessary in a Kingsman movie? Because I feel like what makes the first two so good is how kooky and unrealistic they both are. So is this like super grounded in reality?
No, you have a lot of historical figures. You have a lot of like callbacks to high political moments of history, but it's kind of grounded in this kookiness where it's not as funny as the first two, but you know you're starting to see the development where this kind of organization comes from, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool, and I think I might actually check it out. But if we're going to talk about callbacks to historical figures really quick before we sign off for the day, who watched the new season of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah, Brody's looking at me, he's like, I know you're going somewhere. You know the episode I'm talking about in particular, though, right?
Just
the
remind
second
me.
one, I believe.
Second.
So, it's the first episode. It's the season opener. The gang took out too many PPE loans, and they have an auditor that comes by, so they have to...
And it's just like, hey, what's everything you've done during the year of 2020?
Yeah, and they have single-handedly been involved in every major political fiasco of that year.
They Forrest Gumped this.
Yeah. The gang Forrest Gumped its way through 2020, and I have to say my favorite one, Rose, you'll laugh, is... Frank couldn't get his hair done because they notoriously have to dye Danny DeVito's hair constantly for the show because he's an old lovely man. We love him,
but it's got to be black hair.
It's got to be black hair for Frank, and he comes up with his own like shoe polish, like horrible concoction and classics. Oh, It's Always Sunny way. And he got Rudy Giuliani as one of his clients, and the reason that he had all that hair dye running down his neck at the Four Seasons fiasco was because he got his hair dyed by Frank Reynolds. And it's the most amazing thing. Also, if you guys aren't familiar, the Trump administration did have a press briefing outside of a landscaping shop right next to a porn shop and I believe a crematorium, if I'm correct.
Yeah, because they fucked up on the venue.
You know what? I don't think they did fuck up.
And it's called Ashes to Asses. The crematorium porn shop.
Oh my God, Brody, you're on a roll tonight.
Fuck yeah.
Gotta do more late night episodes.
Literally.
One frame off after dark. It's a thing now.
Fuck yeah.
Sorry, Ethan and Hila, we're taking it now.
Yep, it's ours. You had your turn.
Yeah, you've had your turn. It's our turn now.
But we will take some Teddy Fresh.
And I will continue to buy lots of Teddy Fresh.
We support you.
Teddy Fresh, sponsor us.
So that was there's a lot more that happened.
Free guy.
Oh yeah, free guy.
I didn't get to see it. Can we not do big spoilers, though, please? Because I actually want to see this.
Oh my gosh, but this is like... I keep talking about Sean McLaughlin. I fucking love Sean. I love the relationship that he has with Ryan Reynolds. He is friends with Ryan.
I really like his girlfriend, Gab.
Gab's
I know that's
amazing.
not her real name.
What really is like
her tattoos are super cool.
just like because like Jess said, I might want to watch this. What is really is like happening to your brain when you watch Free Guy?
Have you ever done LSD?
I can't know.
Don't
it's
answer
not
that
that.
question.
I can't explain it without spoilers.
Brody's like, not
Just
right
give
now.
me some spoilers then.
It's fine.
So,
Just spoil it. It's fine. I'll still enjoy it. Me and Brody spoil shit for each other all the time, and then we're both like, yeah, we're gonna watch it now.
It starts off in a video game, but
Right.
then the transition is to real life.
Is it like Grand Theft Auto video game? Can you tell us
Yes,
what video? Okay.
it is like a GTA game.
Okay. Yes.
So that's the point. The main character, in the video game, the main character decides, oh, I'm going to be the good guy because I'm seeing all these people, all this bad, and then switch to like the real world where you have YouTubers commenting who have played, quote unquote, played the game for years or a while now at least, and you get to see their commentary, you get to see their gameplay. And it's not just like a shout out to YouTubers, it's a shout out to their channels and their fandoms.
I have a question. So I know the whole concept is Ryan Reynolds is an NPC in a video game who becomes sentient.
Yes, he doesn't become sentient, he was always sentient, but somebody fucked up. So the original game creators created all these like NPCs to be sentient, and so like user interaction changes their behaviors and see what happens to the NPCs. Somebody like who took their game, fucked up the coding, and buried it deep down, so that's not how the NPCs work anymore.
Now, is this him active in everybody's game he's like this, or is it one person's in particular game, like a YouTube streamer?
So this is more like GTA Live, where you can fuck up everything, and it's you have like you can interact with other players while
On a much
online.
larger scale server, if that existed.
That's
okay,
like a
that's
large
interesting.
scale server where everybody plays on the same one.
That would be a nightmare. Also,
You can do the same.
That's not how video games
have you ever
work.
played GTA Online? People are assholes.
Oh my god, I've been called every name in the book.
Oh my god. You know, in Red Dead, I've actually encountered some nice people online, but that will actually wave at you and just not try to attack you right away. But I have to tell you, in GTA, it's total shit.
Yeah.
No. And actually, most of the player base is terrible at the game, also. They really are.
But what really is, like, your takeaway from this?
What makes it good?
Is it thrilling? Is it fun? Is it funny?
It is unique, though.
It's unique. And I really want to say I respect this movie because one of Hollywood's biggest things is that YouTubers can't be on the big screen. Right, these small content creators cannot be named.
Oh yeah, they don't like that.
They don't like it. And then you have Ryan Reynolds, who is a massive name in the film industry in Hollywood.
Are there famous YouTubers in this game?
Yes, you've got
who?
Pokimane. You've got Jacksepticeye.
I do like
your boy.
Pokimane. Yeah, you've got my guy. I forgot what the other guy. There's like Pokimane and Jax communities or that corner that they live in. I don't remember who the last person is, but there's
RT
like
Game.
3. There's 3 YouTubers who are not just mentioned but shown on the big screen, and it's a shout out to their channel because it looks like a YouTube, like an actual YouTube page where you're watching the videos.
Like it's
they should have got Game Grumps on it, man.
Yeah, I'm
That's
sure they
all I'm
wanted
saying.
to reach out to. They should have reached out to more people.
They should have, because if you want to talk about who Jack is actually friends with and shows up on their content on a regular basis, like he's all the Irish lads. He's on with them all the time, and RT Game and Kevin are some of my favorites. And then
there's no way there's not like a whole network of those guys. He's also frequently
did 10-minute power hours with Game Grumps all the time.
Yeah,
I mean at least 4 or 5 times, which is a really
Pokimane. He always plays with Pokimane.
Yeah, Pokimane's great.
Obviously, you mentioned...
I tried to mention PewDiePie.
PewDiePie, he's friends with PewDiePie. Mark, Bob, and Wade, he's doing content with that, as well as Ethan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, shout out to them as well. Yeah, he's friends with a lot of people.
Well, it's glad to see all these worlds colliding.
Yeah.
Do we have anything we're exceptionally looking forward to in the coming months?
I've got a few. Just the things that are coming out in January. I know Jess and I are both
chomping at the bits.
Attack on Titan. The end of the final season. The thrilling conclusion to...
Oh my god, how many years in the making for us, Brody?
I mean, at least 8, right?
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
I'm
excited to hear about it.
the best culmination of it. I hope I don't die before it airs, honestly.
Oh my god, how shitty would that be? Also coming out in January, something I'm hyped. Euphoria. Zendaya's on a roll, and Euphoria's coming back.
Love Euphoria.
Euphoria. I would recommend it to a lot of people, but there's a lot of things in there that's really shocking. So, not for everybody.
It's a trigger warning in a show.
But it's definitely worth looking at.
I will say that if you had a rough, not even a rough childhood, but if you dabbled, and if I can say that, and if you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, it's for you. And the soundtrack is amazing.
Oh my god.
Speaking of Zendaya, her boyfriend, Holland.
Yeah.
He's in Uncharted.
When did they start dating?
A while ago, apparently.
It must have been during production of Spider-Man.
It's like Stay Away Camp. They all bang each other.
Oh, totally.
Real quick, just gonna spit them out. Uncharted, Sonic 2, Jurassic World, Dominion, Hocus Pocus 2 for everyone. Yes, Hocus Pocus 2. Legally Blonde 3, I think we agreed it
was. There was a 2?
Yeah.
Red, white, and pink or whatever. Or red, white, and blonde. It doesn't matter.
Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness.
More Marvel stuff. That's always going to come out.
Wait, Rose pulled up a list, and let me just say that Borderlands, I'm excited for that. I know that Cate Blanchett is cast as Lilith.
And Kevin Hart.
And Kevin Hart's in it.
5, my boy.
I don't know about that.
Yes, I'm excited.
Look, Indiana Jones is an old, cool thing. It belongs in a museum.
It does. It doesn't need to be remade.
It belongs in a museum.
Oh, the Batman. I'm really hyped for the Batman.
The Batman. That is going to be...
That's going to rip shit.
Oh, it's going to rip so much shit.
Shazam. We learned about Shazam today. Fury of the Gods. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
I still feel like a lot of the general population is sleeping on how talented of an actor Robert Pattinson is, because not everybody in the general public doesn't go see every A24 film that gets released.
Of course.
Which I think is like...
But even if you go back to like Goblet of Fire, he's dope in that shit.
That's a very good point. But
do you remember how like he gets introduced where it's like they're talking to his father
and he just jogs down from the sky.
Tree.
Everyone else falls. I will say that a lot of people shit on Uncut Gems, which I don't. That doesn't make sense to me. The Safdie brothers are really talented, but not a lot of people saw Good Time, and Robert Pattinson is exquisitely amazing in Good Time. It is the most uncomfortable I've felt in a movie since I've watched Leon the Professional.
Ooh, Morbius.
I don't care about Morbius.
Another show coming out, Atlanta season 3.
Atlanta season 3 is going to be great.
Donald Glover has compared this to Kanye's Graduation, which that's got me hyped.
Yeah, which I think was probably Kanye West's last good album.
Barry season 3 is finally coming out.
Barry's wonderful.
Barry, it took fucking forever to get back on track with COVID and stuff like that. But
Bill Hader, man.
Oh my god!
Can you say enough about the man?
It's just watch Barry.
Can you scroll over further because I see a Cuphead movie.
No, this is a video game.
There's a new Cuphead video game. That's exciting.
Cuphead, the delicious last Course? Oh,
and it's food themed, guys. Brody, you see that? You seen that?
This is 20. Let's see, video games 2022. Hell yeah, Cuphead's finally getting a sequel.
I don't know if I have much else to say. I don't have many video games that I'm really looking forward to except The Legend of Arceus.
Oh yeah, Legend of Arceus.
Yeah, Legend of Arceus.
The new Pokemon game. We'll definitely talk about that when it comes out.
I need some more RPGs, and I don't know if the world's heading in that direction. But I have to say, my itch is not being scratched.
Do you guys feel optimistic for 2022?
Yeah, I mean, this past year wasn't that unkind to me.
I think after being burned on 2019, or 2020, I should say, New Year's of 2019, where everyone's like, hey, next year's going to be great. I'm just like, you don't know everything. Could be good, could be shit.
I'm just done. I've accepted it as it is.
Time just keeps going on.
Life's what you make it. All you can control in this world is how you react to situations. So if you think you're going to have a good time, provided that you don't suffer from one of, the worst things that can happen to you, divorce, a death of a loved one, extreme financial loss, it should be okay.
You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
Life prevails.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't. I have no idea.
There is some goodness in the world. There's some kindness.
Anything can happen.
And if you feel like you can't find any of that, just put on your favorite movie or favorite video game.
Or put us on. We like spending time with you.
We'll be there for you.
To an extent.
Yeah. No, we will. And you can email us at
Yeah, oneframeoff@gmail.com. That's oneframeoff@gmail.com. If you have any comments, concerns, questions, crazy fan theories.
You can put your stuff in the comments.
Really
below.
good dick pics.
Really, like I'm just talking like A-grade dick pics.
A-grade.
You guys will.
I will not accept anything that's a B- or less.
Look,
I think I will.
It needs good
rate
lighting.
Your pencils all day long. I'm just gonna be here for the ride.
Yeah.
No pun intended. Sorry, Rose.
Fun?
What's that?
It was innuendo.
More of it.
Well, is that not a pun?
No.
Is an innuendo not a pun?
No.
How's it
Whatever.
not a
I
pun?
took this on a too dirty of a way. Hey, Astroglide, sponsor us.
Astroglide, sponsor us.
I feel like it's a sponsor we could actually get, guys.
Yeah, if we
fucking
beg
Astro.
hard enough.
Guys, this joke is never gonna end.
No, it's
so you
not.
Might as well.
Not until they give us money.
No.
This whole
We'll
joke,
take
though,
anything.
The joke
Like,
of,
literally,
oh,
it could just
so
be like
sponsor.
$20 an episode
Just
to be like
send us
Astroglide.
a barrel of lube and we'll be good.
Actually, yeah, I would plug them forever if they just...
a whole barrel.
What would you do with a barrel of lube?
I would dip on in there and I would slide around town.
I would lather it all over my body and slide around my apartment like a sneaky little slug.
Oh my god. Would you imagine Chef's face if we brought that into the bar?
I would pretend I am a snail and turn off all the lights and watch movies and slide around on my hardwood floor.
No, I would just like go out in the street covered in lube, just slip and
Could you
slide,
imagine
slip and
if-
slide down, and I'm just like,
Hold on,
wee.
You know, depending on what
Imagine-
time of night in downtown
Hold on.
Raleigh that is, it might be normal.
All right, that's what I'm looking forward to the next year: lube, dick pics, and more podcast episodes.
More podcast episodes with your three best friends.
3 best friends.
That anyone's ever had. Hangover reference. How many years later?
Alright, guys. Well, Happy New Year. Best of luck to you.
Happy New Year.
Whatever comes. Just
Roll with the punches, gang.
take a deep breath. You're fine.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you for listening.
Bye, fellow creatures.